We would have had a backup. It'd been all right.
Hey, if you got this part of the video, you've got the live unedited edition, Home Gadget Geeks. I was doing a Cyber Frontiers with Christian last night, and I was multitasking, and I said that I always say that statement right when we start the videos, and I said Home Gadget Geeks, and he went, eh. But it is November 15th, 2018. If you're catching this video at around 8 p.m. Central, you're live. Welcome. Good to have you here. If it's any other time than that, it means you caught the recorded version, and that's okay. Just hang tight. We're going to get started here in a few minutes. We appreciate you coming out tonight. A couple new things. If you are listening to the live stream, we are live on Twitch as well. So if you go to theaverageguy.tv/mobile2 or click on the Live To tab, either way gets you there. We have embedded the Twitch stream into that page. If you want to go out there and watch us via Twitch, there's also a Twitch chat room, and we'll use both tonight. So I'll be monitoring both, all three ways. We'll be monitoring both YouTube and YouTube chat. I'll be monitoring the chat room from Chatwing, and we'll also be monitoring the stream chat from Twitch. This is Mike's Twitch channel. If you want to go ahead and subscribe to it, that would be awesome, or follow it, or what do they do, Mike? What's the...
Yeah, well, you can follow or subscribe. So you can click the follow button. That'll give you alerts. That's free. That just says you like the content. And then you could subscribe if you have like Amazon Prime. That'll give you one free subscription. Subscribing usually costs money, but if you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription a month to your favorite Twitch channel of choice. So multiple options there of how you want to follow. But just clicking that follow button, that'll at least give you alerts if we go live. Or if you want to follow my gaming stuff too, I do all of that over here.
Mark, how do we sound on Spreaker? He told us Spreaker is up. We're live on Spreaker as well. I see that down below. Lots of ways to connect. Did I subscribe to you then, or did I just follow?
You just followed.
I must have just followed. I'll have to get out there and subscribe to you.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I'm not going to touch anything right now because I'm
I'm the same way. I got way too many windows open. If I touch one thing, it's going to just implode on me. But I am trying to get the show notes up because those are important. Those are things you want up during the show.
Yeah. We're in the pre-show. We always talk a little bit about our beverages. Tonight, Mike, I am sporting some Riesling. Second night in a row we have done a Riesling. Well, maybe that was Tuesday night. But I think it was. Little Riesling. A little German wine, super sweet. It's like German champagne, basically, is what it is. Super great. Yeah, so good.
I love a good Riesling. I'm usually not a white guy, but if I am, a Riesling's a good one. Jim, what was the wine? I'm still trying to remember. I don't think I took a picture of it that you guys brought over to our house.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that was good. It had like a tree on it.
It wasn't good without cigars. I'm not going to lie.
No, really? It made it that smooth with a cigar, huh?
Oh my gosh. Sarah opened a bottle and I was like, oh, this is going to be so good. And I just poured it and started drinking. And I'm like, this is it. I need to have a cigar.
Because with that cigar, man, it was like smooth and creamy. It was delicious. So I am tonight though, guys, if you have not had this beer, I had not had it before tonight. It is a Shiner Holiday Cheer beer. And oh my gosh, it is. So Jim asked me to describe it. And the way I said it was just take your favorite beer, take all the flavor, like as in it doesn't have any fruity flavor. It's not an IPA, but it's just a good beer. I mean, maybe a good Budweiser is the way to describe it. Like take a Budweiser, but actually make it a decent, really good beer. Oh man, it is so good.
It got some Christmas flavors in it? I mean, is it?
No, not really. That's the weird part. It's not your traditional Christmas beer.
I saw Shiner in Hy-Vee when I was in there, and somebody else was talking about Shiner, and I almost picked some up. But
yeah, they're
Milwaukee.
I mean, it tastes like oh geez, dude. It tastes like the holidays. I just don't know how to describe it. The lady behind me actually in the aisle. Well, first of all, hilarious story. Her daughter said, "Why are we buying this, Mommy?" And her mom goes, and the daughter goes, "Because you like it?" She goes, "Yes, because Mommy likes it. That's why we're buying it." But then she told me, she goes, "Hey, do you like that Shiner stuff?" I'm like, "Actually, I just tried it tonight, but I'm going to buy it because it's fantastic." She goes, "It's our favorite beer. We go through cases in the wintertime." She goes, "I wish they sold it normally." So apparently it's got a little bit of a following out there.
All right. Where's it from?
I mean, Shinerbach, wherever they...
Are they Minneapolis? Or
they are. Where is Shinerbach from? No, Texas.
Oh.
In Shiner, Texas. So,
hard
Flakes, good to see you. Flakes is joining us out in the Twitch chat. He's a good friend of mine over on Twitch. So I'm glad you're joining us over. You're joining the Average Guy crew. So we've got a crew out here that usually comes out, and I don't know how they are intermixed between Twitch and watching on the regular live channel. But I'm sure
a little bit of inception tonight.
It is. There's a little bit of inception going on with our podcast, so it'll be pretty fun. But thanks for coming out, man. Appreciate you having me out here.
My backup beer is an Infusion Omaha brand, Infusion Vanilla Bean. These are just drop dead delicious.
Yes.
Yeah, drop dead.
I wonder if they sell I wonder how far their reach is. Like, I wonder how far out of Omaha you can get and still get those.
I need to get a growler of it. It's so good. The kids would drink it like that.
I've seen them in Kansas City, but Kansas City is one of those, like, they are very picky about their beer, and they drink Boulevard because it's a Kansas City beer, like, religiously. Yeah. They don't venture out too much.
Super popular down there.
Yeah.
We're not getting a lot of ducking between the two of us right now, which is crazy. Normally I have trouble hearing. I wonder if that's a bandwidth thing. Like, the more bandwidth you have, the less ducking.
Maybe. Well, and on Twitch, hopefully they don't get any ducking, because I am not pulling in the audio from the overall feed. I'm pulling in my microphone from the mixer and you directly. So how you and I are hearing it on Twitch, there shouldn't be any ducking at all.
We'll have to see how that sounds. That could be an interesting experiment.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with one of the audio services. I've been getting kind of frustrated with YouTube ducking. And so I was going to go with one of them, but I don't know, maybe this is a solution. Mike, I'm going to be honest. Like, you're testing this, and then I'm just going to rip you off and set it up here. Like, if it works, it's like, why wouldn't we do this?
You should.
Used to upgrade.
Yeah.
I got that power supply. So now I got to build that. I got to build a new box just because I have a power supply.
You do. Yes.
Like, it would be a crime to have it sit on my shelf for any longer than a couple months. Like, it's getting old. I need to put that thing. So I might have to buy a Threadripper or something like that,
Oh, you're going all out on the new build then.
I don't know. It would be great, wouldn't
it? Jim doesn't half-ass anything. If he's going to build something, he's going to go all out on it. It's going to have a Threadripper, 64 gig RAM, maybe even 128. Who knows? Just because, it's a new box, and why not?
Terabyte SSD as the OS drive, and then I'd get some 2 terabyte SSDs, stripe them, rate them.
If you've got a Threadripper, I mean, it would be a disservice to put anything less than that with a Threadripper.
Yeah.
Gosh, imagine what you could do with that thing. I've drooled over the Threadripper builds I've seen.
Parker J17 just subscribed.
Hey, that's my brother-in-law. So that's who streams with me the majority of the time. So him and I play a lot of Call of Duty. He hops on the stream, and actually, I haven't told him this. The stream relies on him. Playing with someone and having someone else there with you really makes the stream.
What nights are you streaming now?
It's random. Tuesday and Thursdays are guaranteed. So Tuesday and Thursday nights. So after tonight's podcast, we'll do some gaming. Right? Yes, Thursday after this. So now we'll have the podcast first, then the gaming.
That'd be great.
And then any other night I can get on, I'm trying to, but I'm committed to Tuesday and Thursdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're listening to the YouTube version of this and you're wondering why we just kind of droning on, we are live on Twitch as well. And so we've been kind of testing that out and just kind of chatting. So we'll get started here in just a minute. If you're a regular listener coming out, you're like, Mike, I'm religious about starting right at the top of the hour.
You are, and I'm sorry, I held you 7 minutes after.
No, this has been great to just kind of have this kind of chat a little bit. So kind of wanted to make sure everything was up and working, and I kind of knew how to handle all the stuff here. Okay. And it's actually strategic. We're a little late. We've got some Black Friday deals that we're going to talk about, but I'm going to be honest, we're a little weak on them. So you in the chat room, if you're sitting there, we'd love for you guys, while we're kicking off the show, I've got about 8 minutes of crap that I need to get through to get the show started. And then we would love to start posting deals in the chat room, any of the chat rooms. And we will accept the YouTube one. Don't use the YouTube one, but either Twitch or Chatwing. And we're going to kind of talk through a little bit of Black Friday, some stuff that's coming up. I don't know if it'll be, I don't know. Like, we'll see. I always get worried about these kinds of shows, just to be honest, but it'll be fine. Let me check my email real quick just to make sure nobody sent me any final Black Friday deals that we asked for. I asked you guys if you would send them, and a few of you might. Let's see if there's
the hard part is there are so many to sift through. Because I was looking on Amazon where I'm going to shop. Target, we had already pulled in the main Target ones, Best Buy ones. So we'll talk about a lot of the good deals we did find. But man, there are so many deals.
There are.
Since everything's online now.
It's gotten a little watered down. I'm not going to lie. It's not like there's doorbusters out there. I mean, there'll be a few, but there'll
be the stereotypical Walmart, Best Buy. You get there early. Cabela's. I don't know if anyone has Cabela's around them, but here Cabela's is a huge. You get there, you get early. You actually get some really good deals in the store. Man, I worked there over Black Friday. That was that was interesting.
Really?
day.
You
Oh
worked it?
yeah. Yep, I worked
I'm
it
gonna
one
get
year.
started while I still can here. Hold on, let's can
Go
you
ahead and get
pop
the show
out
started.
can you pop out the chat on Twitch? Will that chat pop out?
I've never tried. I'm monitoring it though, so I can pull in anything from there.
Well, I'm just kind of wondering. That's interesting. Okay.
I don't think you can, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that's bummer. That would help me a little bit, but that's okay. All right. Let me kick this thing off. Here we go. This is the Average Guy Network, and you have found Home Gadget Geeks show number 379, recorded on November 15th, 2018. Here at Home Gadget Geeks, we cover all the favorite tech gadgets that find their way into your home. News, reviews, product updates, and conversation, all for the average tech guy. I'm your host, Jim Collison, broadcasting live from the AverageGuy.tv studios here in a beautiful Bellevue, Nebraska. Fall is here. We're seeing 50s in the afternoons, 30s at night. It couldn't be any better. All the leaves are down. We're in full swing. Our friends on the East Coast getting a little snow. We know that out there, Mike. No snow for us, right?
Yeah, no, but my actually one of the guys I work with, offices out of New York, he said we're getting pounded. He was in Omaha, was supposed to leave today. He decided he got the Delta alert, said, you know what, I'm gonna get out of here yesterday. It was probably a good choice because I don't think he would have gotten back home had he waited the day. Apparently they're getting pounded out there.
Yeah, well, I don't feel sorry for him. It's their fault for living on the East Coast. Of course, we post the show, not really. We post the show with world-class show notes each week. And this one, on this podcast, we'll see how good the show notes are. You might want to check them out anyways, out there at the Average Guy /TV. Don't forget, you can join us live on our mobile app. If you haven't done that yet, download it. It's free, available for you. Go to any of the stores, right? Either iPhone or Android. Search for Home Gadget Geeks. You'll find it there. You can go to homegadgetgeeks.com. That's a super easy way. Big buttons. You just push and it automatically takes you to it as well. Great way to take the show with you on the road. It's streamed. It's great to listen to. Easy to do. You could be listening to it tonight. Podcasters sometimes find the live streams are hard to find live. It's just hard. I don't know why. It's easy in our app. Head out to homegadgetgeeks.com. Great way to listen live. And you can listen after the fact too. Usually on Friday nights, Saturday morning, I overwrite the live show with the new show, just automatically shows up. It's edited and ready to go. And so we'd love to have you do that. We want to say a big thanks to our Patreon subscribers here. There's a bunch of you every single month who help support and help us pay for that. So we appreciate you guys and gals who support us on Patreon. Big thanks to John Larson last week. John came in and rocked it with some telescope tech, which was really cool. Some 3D printing tech. There we go. And some laser tech. And so if you haven't gone back and watched 378, I think that is. Yeah, 378. You want to head over theaverageguy.tv/HGG378. It'll take you straight to it. It's actually on the top of the page right up there right now. And you can catch up on it. John's a great guy. We want to say thanks, John, for coming on. It was always enjoyable to get that. Mike, did you take anything away from last week?
Yeah, the fact I need to go out to Zarinsky Lake and go watch some stars. No, in all honesty, though, I did so much Googling after that show, trying to figure out, I was looking into these telescopes because now between the combination of you and that show, because you've always been very interested in space, right? You got me into the NASA thing, the launches. So now you've got me, this would actually be pretty cool to get into. I'm already into photography. That's what got me, Jim, was the photography. The shots they had of the planets and of the stars, man, those were just super cool. They were actually really crisp, which I liked. I didn't think you'd be able to get that kind of quality from one of those telescopes. So yeah, got me super into it. That was awesome.
Yeah, that scope he has, just $2,000. I mean,
just a quick $2,000 to drop down.
Yeah, but when you're thinking about expensive hobbies, Mike, I mean, you can drop a lot of money on computer stuff. Like a good gaming rig, you're at $1,000 right there, and then some sweet monitors. And so I was talking with my son, Tim, my Marine son, who lives out in San Diego. He just bought himself a new 42-inch curved. So some gigantic number.
Oh yeah.
Some gigantic number on resolution. 42.
1440p.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gaming, 144 hertz for gaming. I mean, it's a super. He got it for like $310, which was
wow. Yeah, it's a steal.
Deal. But we were talking about 49-inch screens that they have. Those are $1,000 right now. 49 inches. I have two 24s side by side. So that's almost the same thing in a single screen. Pretty incredible stuff out there. We're talking Black Friday deals. Monitors are usually the thing you can find on Black Friday. So check out Dell, check out HP, check out Best Buy. sometimes you can find some really good Black Friday deals. So on monitors, but it was super, super cool to do that, to spend some time. I actually, Mike, I'm not gonna lie. I have the tape measure right here from,
Were you
so
seeing if you could fit one in right in your setup?
I was like, okay, so what if I got two of them? Because we were talking about that. I'm like, what would 49 inches look like on my desk? Right. I was
Yeah.
kind of,
So well, is it gonna work? Are you gonna do it?
it would nearly be a 180 if I
Okay.
did two
Wow.
curved nearly, not quite. It doesn't quite wrap all the way, but it would be pretty close. I mean, you would really have to turn a lot to get two 49-inch screens mounted, but how freaking cool would that be?
That'd be yeah. I mean, can you imagine? That'd be fantastic. I wouldn't have the same struggle I'm having right now, Jim, where I'm definitely running out of screen real estate to do the podcast.
Yeah. Mark Robson in the chat room is saying he's running a 49-inch 4K TV for a monitor right now. A little bigger, a little taller than those. Those are more monitor size, those 49-inchers. His is more TV size, so that's a big lot of resolution there. So pretty cool to spend some time talking with Tim. We also, last night, we recorded Cyber Frontiers 51, and I normally wouldn't spend a lot of time talking about it, but Christian finally broke loose on crypto. And like, Mike, we've talked about this here where, like Christian's kept pretty tight-lipped. Like I told him on the show last night, I was super surprised he had the discipline to not get involved in the crypto space. Like, why?
Oh, definitely.
Christian, right? Well, he came uncorked last night. So you might want to catch. It's not ready yet as of tonight. I still need to produce it. We had some problems with it, the audio. So I have to edit it up for you. But you definitely want to go out and get Cyber Frontiers 51. It'll be available this weekend. So you can go out and take a peek at it. But Christian comes uncorked on crypto. It's pretty great.
Now you've got me pumped. Like, I've been wanting to know Christian's take on crypto since we started getting into it. So I'm excited to hear what his take is.
It's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I mean, most of the times it's over my head, but this time,
yeah, whenever he talks, I'm like, okay, you gotta slow that down about 10 steps, right? Like you and I are techie. That guy is a professional. Yeah. He's a true professional.
No, right on. So if you haven't checked out Cyber Frontiers 51, if you haven't subscribed to Cyber Frontiers yet, you can find that. We don't have an app for it, but you can find that in any podcast player, whether it's on your iPhone or Android device. Just search Cyber Frontiers. It's a big red logo. Download that. Go back to the last couple. The last 2 or 3 have been really good, mostly because Jim actually had an opinion. Normally, I just sit there and let him. Christian could talk for an hour, no problem. Super interesting, no problems.
I didn't think about that. On the crypto conversation, though, I bet you had a lot to say, right? Like, I mean, you've been in this space. He's observing from a tech side, and you've probably seen the trends, but you've been in the trenches, actually doing the mining, doing you've just been into it. So I bet that was probably a stimulating conversation for both of you.
Yeah, well, I had some examples of some.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't trust crypto, and we've seen some things happen on crypto that are weird. This whole Saya, we won't, guys, don't turn this off, okay? I know you're like, oh crap, he's going to crypto, right?
He went down the crypto sphere.
They're like going 30, 30, 30, 30 right now to get past it, but this whole Saya conversion from 1 blockchain to 3, and actually, I have a really damaging story to tell in the crypto part of the end of the show. So you probably want to stay around for the crypto. I made a gigantic mistake this week, but we talked about that and how that does not bode well for trust, the trust factor of the blockchain, right. And so he does a great job. So head out there, Cyber Frontiers 51. Before we get started on the Black Friday stuff, a couple emails that have come in. Eric Janowski has been sending me a couple of emails. I've been holding them just because we haven't had that kind of show to read them on there. But a couple things. He sent me an email. One, he said, Jim, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but TV stations in LA use augmented reality to show streets and freeways superimposed in helicopter shots. When the helicopter moves, the map moves. When the shot zooms in or zooms out, the maps move accordingly. Good use of technology. LA stations love car chases, and I'm addicted. The technology puts these chases in perspective. Have a great weekend, Eric. So, yeah, I mean, in LA, car chases are everything, Mike. I don't know. You can local channels.
Oh, yeah. When I was out there, I was in Pasadena. I worked out there for about 6 months. That was all the news covered. And, man, they were actually exciting. I was like, this would be way different in Omaha. Like, the news in LA, way different than Omaha.
Well, and you think about, we should say really sad days for California right now. Half the state is burning down. shootings there in Thousand Oaks, and it just, here in the United States, we got a few problems with that, and it's kind of crazy. But that being said, I've been watching some YouTube coverage of both those fires, and that's a perfect example of how to superimpose, in the city of Paradise, which is just, my heart goes out for those folks. Like, I cannot. Mike, we lost an entire city, 27,000 people. The city's gone. Like, it's unbelievable what transpired there. But as they're covering this, showing superimposing streets could be really, really, really helpful. And that could be helpful at a flight level, or at a, for when smoke is covering and you can't see through things, and to get some idea of where stuff is at. So that could be really cool. Our hearts and prayers do go out to a lot of folks, though, who affected. We don't even think twice. Like, Mike, I don't ever think about a wildfire burning the city of Bellevue down.
Yeah. No, I was the same way. We had at work, we had our partner summit. So it's where all of our partners come in, and we had our office from San Rafael come in, and they're not being affected directly. They're a little bit further away, but he was just describing to me, even for me, I'm not the best at following up on the news. He was just describing everything, and it's just insane how fast that can happen. One of the universities right around there, which university is it? That's probably right in the path of it.
Chico.
Yeah,
Chico.
At Chico, and there's another one too. The Pepperdine, or not Pepperdine. Well, there's another one.
LA. No. Yeah, it is Pepperdine.
I think Pepperdine's, in risk of being, it's insane. Yeah. And you and I have never thought about a wildfire. It just doesn't, it's not one of the things, just like they've never thought about a tornado. Right.
Yeah. Well, I live in a forest. Don't get me wrong. Where I live in Bellevue is forested. It looks like there's areas that look like California, hilly and trees. We don't even think about it. We don't just think about a forest fire burning all those things down. Could happen, but pretty shocking. But Eric, thanks for sharing that with us as well. Some pretty cool technology as they superimpose those kind of the maps over it. So very cool. And then he sent me another one a couple weeks ago, Mike. I was talking about maybe putting PF Sense on the Kangaroo. And Eric had this to say. He said, instead of PF Sense on a Kangaroo, I would get a Ubiquiti Edge router. The Kangaroo is 200 powered and unlikely to support multiple gigabit streams. The dock Ethernet port is 100 base T. You can get a simple Edge router for under $60 on Amazon. As soon as I have some time after Turkey Day, I'm going to get one as a firewall. Eric. So yeah, no good. I don't know, Mike. Do you have any? You have any on that?
Those Edge routers are fantastic. So if you want to, you can flash those with PF Sense. Ubiquiti in general just makes some great products. So if you wanted to run the Edge router just with the basic Edge router software, it's also a great router. But Flash now with PF Sense would also work really well. I agree. The Kangaroo probably not the best device. You first of all, you're going to be running one of those on USB 3 because you need at least 2 LAN ports or Ethernet ports. The one thing I did not know that one of those, the one in the dock, was 100. I thought that was a gigabit port. So good to know that the dock over there is not a gigabit port.
Yeah. Actually, the Kangaroo is powering this monitor right here. Touchscreen. I go in there. It's a display screen at this point. It'll display anything I want. I don't really have that much running on it. Really, really solid kiosk. That's what the Kangaroos do really, really well.
I totally agree. Yep. Yeah. Or a great Linux box. I actually switched mine back to Linux. I keep going back and forth, Windows or Linux. Great little Linux box. We have it plugged in our bedroom TV. So if we ever want to browse the internet or do something like that, we can run it right off that Kangaroo with Ubuntu, and it runs fantastic. Runs that better than it runs Windows.
Tajoski, sorry about that. Tajoski in the chat room says Edge routers are solid. Of course, I'm running a Bitdefender box. I've been trying these guys out. I got a deal on it. I think I got it for $100, maybe 150. Comes with unlimited Bitdefender software, which is pretty cool. Did you hear that notification? I think I got those turned off. You didn't hear the notification, did you?
No, and actually the chat room helped me turn mine off because mine's all running through the mixer. You probably heard one earlier, so I asked the chat room, and I think they helped me fix it up. So
last night,
shouldn't hear anymore.
Last night during Christian's podcast, we had all kinds of problems with the internet, and I had to end up playing back what he had said before, and it was just super convenient on the board to just hit kind of talk through, and then I could play the video back that we had done live and get to the right in the spot where it had failed before, and then turn those things off. But sometimes I forget to disable
it. Yeah.
And it never fails. My family we have a family chat room in Facebook that everybody talks to on, and never fails Thursday nights, 8:15.
Just starts blowing up.
Just the whole thing is blowing up. So Eric, I am going to take this Ubiquiti Edge router. One of the things I miss from pfSense is having the ability to look on the network and see what's causing the traffic. And the Bitdefender box doesn't give that to me. So I'd love to have something where on a podcast night, I can kind of see the traffic and see what's causing the issues and kind of know what's going out and what's coming in, just so I have some ideas. Tonight, I think we're pretty fortunate tonight. Things seem to be running okay.
It's been running without a hitch. Yeah, that traffic graph though on pfSense is invaluable. Go in there, see exactly what IPs are causing that up and down, splitting out into VLANs. Just everything about pfSense is just perfect. I love it. The one exception to that, actually, I ran into a problem with pfSense lately, just to throw it out there. If you are trying to play Call of Duty and you have UPnP set up on your pfSense box, for some reason, Call of Duty does not like to play well with UPnP on pfSense, so it will not open the port. So you do physically have to go port forward 3075 UDP, which is the port for Call of Duty, over to your Xbox, your PC, whatever you're using. I don't know why. For some reason, the pfSense version of UPnP Call of Duty doesn't play well with it. So I was running into that problem, which is driving me nuts. So little quick tip there if you're trying to play some Call of Duty on a pfSense box.
Yeah. Well, it's for me, I just like something easy I could literally put on the edge. I want it coming right off the modem.
Yeah, and they're really small too. Those devices are perfect for you. I think the size would work great, putting it up by your network switch, because I think yours is up and kind of on the wall, right? You have those wall mounted.
Yep.
It would work really well up there.
They're sitting right up here, mounted on the wall with pipe, plastic pipe. I forget what that stuff called, but you would use it to wrap around a pipe to mount it, somewhere. Those make great because they stretch really well. So I put it against the wall, put a screw on the bottom, put the plastic, and it's got, those little holes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Plumber, what do we call that stuff? I'm blanking on it. Somebody in the chat room will let me know. They know it. It's gray. It's got a bunch of holes in it. What do we call that, guys? So I use that to kind of hold up everything, and it stretches kind of nicely. And so I can screw into the pegboard, and it does just a nice job of securing everything to the wall. So instead of having a shelf full of networking gear, it's all flat up against the wall, and I can see it, and it's easy to route cables. And for me, it's been a great way to get my, I've got two silicon dust DVR, recording devices in there, 4 channels between them. Modem comes in that way. I've got a Philips Hue hub that's sitting up there. I've got that 24 port. You can see the box for it right here. D-Link switch.
So you had a whole rack essentially wall mounted.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Flat. Yeah, that's a good way. It takes up way less space that way.
It really does. And it gets air like it should. It's on pegboard, like the pegboard that's behind you. It's mounted. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's been super handy. And then actually right next to that are all my tools. So, I've got kind of a wall section of tools. If I need to work anything, grab the tools, I can just pull them off of there. It's been a good little setup. And then next to it on the right-hand side, is where all the, anything I have, any Ethernet ports are coming in from other rooms. I've got kind of a section right there where all those pieces are coming in. I can modularize those. I'll be honest, I have not changed those in a long time. So they're just sitting the same. They've been that way for 8 or 9 or 10 years. In fact, one of the open network ports, as I'm looking at it, it's got quite a bit of dust in the bottom, where it's just kind of been, been nothing in there. I probably should blow those out. But it's been a great way for me, Mike, to kind of organize my network gear. So I have to think about this. Eric, thanks for the email on it. I will converse. Maybe there will be a Black Friday deal that you'll let me know. If you've seen these, you want to share them. Really head over to our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/the average guy. Great place to kind of share some of these. We've been sharing some of the deals that are coming up. I'll talk a little bit about those tonight coming in. Mike, I want to start with, sorry, it took us 30 minutes to get there, but there's a lot of community stuff I wanted to get in before we started talking about this. So I appreciate you guys kind of listening through that. Mike, a deal I may not let pass up. No, I didn't say that right. I may not pass up this deal this Black Friday. Microsoft is doing Xbox One S 1 terabyte consoles, and they have a Minecraft bundle. That's $299 at the Microsoft store. I may not buy it there, but I think an Xbox is on my radar. I don't know. What do you think?
And I'm excited for that because I've been telling you that it is the perfect living room entertainment center. I think especially if you're able to get Sarah converted over to using Plex, then it is, it's got the IR blaster built in, right? So you have one remote. It blasts out. It can turn on your TV. It can turn on if you have an amplifier for any of your music or your speakers or anything like that. It is the perfect home entertainment box. So I'm excited for you to get that. I think $299 is a great deal, especially for 1 terabyte. I have that version, so I have the Xbox One S, but it's only a 500 gig, and I do have to dangle a terabyte external hard drive off the end because I ran out of space. But that being said, for someone like you, Jim, who you're not a huge gamer, you're probably not going to have too many games downloaded to it. You might be able to grab a 500 gig version for even cheaper and be totally fine with that 500 gig. Depends on how many games. So games are about 50 to 60 gigabyte a piece. You think about everything else you're streaming, right? Like what else are you going to download to your Xbox? Probably not much. You're going to stream everything else. So I'm excited for you. I think you'll really enjoy it if it ends up being on your list. But $299 is a great price for that.
I've been using Bing points, or Microsoft points as they call them now, to, every day I come home and I open up Edge and I've got some automated search things that I run, and then I answer their quizzes. It takes me 5 minutes. It's kind of fun to just goof around with. And you can get anywhere from 200 to 500 points a day or something like that. I could be wrong. Mike, in the last couple weeks, I've gone from just a few thousand points to, let's see what I currently have. I'm at about 18,000 points right now. Just kind of goofing around on Edge. The good news is, and I think, let me look, but I think 29,000 points, if you just open Edge and you go to any, there's a reward section. So log in and you get rewards. You could be doing this too. It's super easy to do. But they do a Game Pass. They have a Game Pass level, and I think it's 29,000. Let me look here really quick just to kind of see what gets me there. But they have a Game Pass level that allows me, and I'll hit that thing in the next couple weeks, 3, 4, 5 weeks, I think, probably take me to get there. And I can set a goal for that. But yeah, 29,000 points. So I'm just a little over 10,000 points away, and I get a free Xbox Live Gold membership. Now I could pay for that.
And how long is that for?
For a year.
Dang.
Yeah.
Nice.
So basically, in about 3 months,
you got $60 worth of benefit.
Yeah. And I could drop $60, but it's been a challenge. Like,
yeah. It's the fun of it, right?
Can I use Microsoft's reward points to earn enough to get a free? So I'm kind of timing the two just to kind of see if I could pull the two off. I thought that would be kind of fun. I don't know if I buy it from the Microsoft store, I can put that on monthly payments that are basically interest free, spread it across 2 years, add the gold membership in. And I heard from somebody else, another podcast, I think our friends over at the DMZ, Josh and Richard, that I think you can roll any other purchases at the Microsoft store into that same plan. So
no way. Really?
I think I heard that on Digital Media Zone.
Yeah, and I think so for the Xbox One S, they said it was $25 a month.
Yeah.
You get, and don't forget, you also get Game Pass included. So Game Pass is another $10 a month. So you get that included as well. So you got your Live, you got your Game Pass. Game Pass, Forza, the racing game that I've streamed a few times, that is with Game Pass. They've got a lot of, just entry games you'd be able to get into. None of the big blockbusters like, Call of Duty's not on there and things like that. But, that's a pretty good deal. You're right. And you rolled over 2 years. It's interest free. You're pretty much just taking that payment and spreading it out.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to take them up on the offer. And and I'm not a big fan of payments. Like, I try to pay everything off. I don't like debt.
No, same here.
I'm super close to having the cars paid off, or super close to having the house paid off. Like, I hate that stuff, but it's like free. So if you're like me and you're thinking you might just do this, that gets to be another option.
Well, now I thought the same thing. I have 2 Xboxes in the house. And I was like, I could probably get a third. I could definitely use a third. Like, when I saw those payments, I'm like, it's like free money. There's no interest on it. It's $24 a month. Like, you get, because I only have one account right now that has Live. And so here's a little hack too. I'll give you this. I have one account that I pay for Xbox Live for. I pay for Game Pass, EA Access, and everything. So when you have 2 Xboxes in the home, what you do is you set one of them as the home Xbox, And then any other account that is on that Xbox, since you're set as home on your account you pay for, all those other accounts get free access to Xbox Live. So then what you do is you leave that Xbox, but you never sign into your main account there. You always sign into a secondary account. Then on your second Xbox in your home, you sign in on your main account, the account you pay for. It's not your home Xbox. So then you essentially get two Xboxes in the same house. You don't need to pay for Live. You can have multiple accounts that you have free access to Live. And by the way, this is not a hack. Microsoft supports this. It's intended for the, hey, I have two sons. They have two Xboxes in the home, and I don't want to pay double for everything. This comes in especially handy when you've paid for a game, right? Digitally, because you pay for these games digitally. So you pay $60. You don't want both. You don't have to pay this twice for each of your kids. They have two Xboxes. So you can use that fashion to play everything on two different Xboxes at once. It's kind of nice.
By the way, I know you alluded to this or kind of assumed this. The Xbox is not going to go in the living room. Like it's kind
of
no, heck no.
Okay.
It would be worthless there. Like I would never get a chance. Sarah's always watching TV. She's not going to mess around on the Xbox. I want to play on this thing. Like I got it to game on. So it's
okay. Oh, if you're getting to, I didn't know if you were getting to game on. Yeah, then throw it down there. So Jim, that means you can stream with me on Twitch, which would be pretty fun too.
Oh, it'd be great. And I suck. Listen, I suck, but you do too.
Also, you've seen enough of my streams, Jim. You know I'm not the best either, so that works out well.
Your streams,
yeah,
it's pretty good. Mike, why don't you remind folks if they're listening, how would they find you on Twitch?
Yeah, so twitch.tv/thedadnerd. So I am the Dad Nerd everywhere on social media, also on Twitch. You can click the follow button. You'll get notifications. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription, which subs on Twitch are a financial way to support your streamer. But if you have Amazon Prime, you get one free Twitch sub a month. So you could do it that way and support it. But yeah, that's how you find me over there. And if you're watching this show, you might be watching on Twitch because now we're going to start, at least we're going to try to stream this show over on Twitch as well, over on my channel. And we're going to see how it goes. But yeah, I appreciate also just a real quick, while we're talking about it, everyone who's over there watching on Twitch right now and talking in the chat, appreciate you guys all being out there and following the show. It'll be fun. The Dad Nerd over on Twitch.
Right on. No, it's kind of fun to have you out there. And I leave the Twitch app. There's a Windows app for Twitch that you can just download and log into. And I just leave it open and I hear voices and I'm like, oh, hey, Mike's on Twitch.
Yeah.
So he wonders how I get there so fast.
No kidding. You're always the first one in there. Like always.
Yeah, I hear you. I have that. I leave that app. You're the only one I follow. So it's pretty easy to do. Well, I have to think through when I'm going to pick up that Xbox, and that would be super fun to do.
Tonight probably would be a good time.
Well, I wonder would I pay tax if I bought it on the Microsoft Store?
Oh, that's a good question.
I wonder, because it would make sense to buy it locally. But
so are you going to do the 2-year? You might as well, right? It's a freeway.
Yeah.
The only difference there is if you're going to do Game Pass or not, because you're paying for Game Pass with the extra 24 months. If you're not going to do Game Pass, then you're really paying. 200, what is that? $240 extra a month, and you don't need to pay that if you're not going to.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it. So it's there may be an Xbox here in the family. I'm
so excited. We've been talking about this for so long.
I know, and I'm just not a big gamer, but I think the time has come. The kids all are Steam gamers,
right?
The last time they were here, we were out enjoying a adult beverage on the deck, and I said to them, "Hey, like, what would happen if I just joined you on Steam?" And they looked at me funny, like, really? And I've also thought I've got it good enough. I've got great video cards to be able to do gaming with here that I'm not using for anything at the moment. I thought it'd be fun. They're pretty belligerent and they swear a lot.
You'll see a side of your kids you've never seen before.
Oh, I've seen it. Trust me.
But real quick though, if you are on Steam, one really awesome game that I just discovered, I'm actually thinking about streaming it, is PC Builder. Okay, so Jim, you and I are huge nerds when it comes to building PCs, but it's a really expensive hobby. So PC Builder that's exactly what it says. It's a simulator where you are building PCs. But if you do the career, you're actually an IT guy in his apartment that starts the IT company fixing computers. Super addictive, but it also saves you from spending the money on actual computer parts. So it's a really fun game if you want to try it. It's like $20, totally worth it. I've been putting way too many hours into it. I should have been streaming, but I haven't because I've been so addicted to playing it. It's been a lot of fun.
You stream Twitch game? Steam games on Twitch?
Oh yeah, you can stream whatever you want. So I'm kind of limited because my computer doesn't have it. I'm using an iMac, not a great graphics card. So if I'm running a game and streaming at the same time on my computer, it doesn't like it. That's why I use a capture card and I game on my Xbox and just capture it. And my iMac has no problem doing that. So I usually can't game and stream at the same time. So I haven't been doing it too much.
I think there's going to be a lot of Xbox consoles that are given at Christmas. I think this is the Christmas. There's just too many good deals out there. There's
especially with the X, right? Like that new Xbox out there, you pretty much got the gaming of a PC, graphics wise and everything like that. And yeah, too, with the payments options, that opened the door to a lot of people that might not have been able to drop $300, $400, $500 on a console, but $23 to $35 a month is a little bit more palatable.
Right. No. So
Emily Prokop says she wants to play Rocket League with you now, Jim. So Rocket League is car soccer. So you're driving on a remote car and you're kicking a ball around trying to score. It's pretty fun.
I got to do it.
Oh yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah, I got to get in now. I said it on the podcast. I got to get it done. Kevin Schoonover has been kind enough when we were talking about Black Friday deals. By the way, if you're listening live and you've got some deals you want to share with us, throw them in the chat room. It'd be helpful for me if you threw them in the chat room. I've got too many windows open and I'm having trouble keeping track of the Twitch chat room. But Kevin was kind enough to drop some. It looks like Target and Best Buy. If you're buying locally, it really looks like there's going to be some good deals in both those locations. I think if you're not into digital assistants, if you haven't done a Google or an Echo, this is probably the Christmas to get in. I think Amazon is getting super aggressive about getting these everywhere. And so, a Dot V2 is going to be $20. A V3 is going to be $24. These are at Target. An Echo is going to be $69. 7-inch tablet, $30. 10-inch tablets, $100. Fire sticks, $25. So if you're thinking of being in the Amazon space or you're already in the Amazon space, you got to, and Mike, last Christmas, I remember going to Best Buy and there were $30 Dots everywhere. I mean, you just couldn't, right? And not only Dots, but the Google Home and some of the other ones, they were all competing at $30. Don't you? I think they're going to probably be as cheap as $20 this.
I would hope so. And I think even the Dots, like they are very, like we have Dots. That is actually the most used device in our home. We have the main Amazon Echo. We actually have the first gen Echo that we are still running. And then some Gen 2 Dots all around the house. Great devices, right? You got the headphone port if you want to plug them into nice speakers for music. Other than that, they're just great home automation devices. If you are getting them for music, you're going to be disappointed. I'll just put that out there. So don't expect to play music on this and for it to sound decent. I don't think they do. I hate listening to music on the Dot. But if you've got it plugged into some speakers or anything like that, or if you're just using it for home automation like we do, perfect little devices to throw around everywhere. I have one right here on the desk, have one in my son's room, have one in our bedroom, everywhere. Our whole house is pretty much blanketed in Amazon devices.
Yeah, I've got the Dot on my desk, Mike, and I've got it plugged into my mixer, and
that's a perfect way to do it. So then you have decent speakers probably plugged in to listen to music.
Some roll-in shelf speakers that I've had forever, and they just won't give up the ghost. I wish they would because I really want a new pair. But they sound great, and the Dot is a really good device to have on desks.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
It's just a great desk. To have right there to be able to control the lights or, whatever you're ever going to control with it. I think there's going to be big competition between Google and Amazon this Christmas.
Well, this is the first year, right, that I think we're going to see big competition like you said. And I've been surprised, Jim. Have you heard, I've been hearing a lot of people talk about the Apple device, the HomePod, and people actually being very interested in that HomePod, which I didn't think was going to be a starter, to be honest. I thought it's way too niche. It's way too Apple ecosystem. They haven't opened it up enough. Amazon and Google are both open, right? You've got Spotify, you've got all the other music sources. The HomePod to me was just too locked down, but I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it, so I think they might even be in the mix. I think it's going to be a big year for those devices, like you said, and I think especially because they're putting some of their older gens on sale.
You and I have talked about me and a Apple Watch, and it looks like at Target they're going to be clearancing out, or at least the Watch 3s, right? This newest generation is 4, right? So those are $399.
Yeah.
So it looks like Target's going to be running the Watch 3, the GPS versions, for $199. That's
a really good deal.
What would you tell me, Mike, right now? So if I was going to say, like, hey, do I go $199 on the 3? Do I go $399 on the 4? knowing you know me pretty well, what kind of advice would you give me on that?
Well, it comes down to number one, do you want cellular?
Yeah.
Right. Because I know both of those are GPS only versions, but this is like
You're gonna
separate.
have a Watch 3 GPS that has cell for $299. So $199 no,
Okay.
$299 3 cell, $399 4.
At that point, Jim, if you go and put one on your wrist and see if you like the difference, because there's a noticeable difference. What you don't want to do is pay $299 for that third gen, put on a fourth gen someone else has, and be like, man, I wish I would have paid for that more screen real estate. When I see Hannah's, I'm happy enough with my Gen 3, honestly. So I put on Hannah's. It's a Gen 4. Don't get me wrong. Gorgeous, beautiful, great watch. You get a lot more screen real estate. But for me, I'm like, oh, actually, I'm glad I didn't spend the money because I'm really happy with my 3. I have a 3 with cellular, and it is perfect for me. And we'll just put it this way, Jim. I don't have watch envy on Hannah's phone, on Hannah's watch. Now, you're not going to get the EKG. The EKG is a new feature, and you're not going to get you. She does get a little bit better cell reception than I do. And then, of course, there's going to be the whole thing of future OS aren't going to run on our Gen 3 at some point. They're going to run on the Gen 4. But I do not have watch envy on Hannah's watch. Usually I do. When she got the iPhone 10, I needed the 10. I was so excited for it. I went out and upgraded within, I think it was like 4 months later, I finally just went out and upgraded my phone. On the watch side, I'm very happy with my Gen 3. So I think that's a really good deal. You'll just have to decide if you want cellular or not, which I would highly encourage. I have found it more useful than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. I would probably go $299 with the 3. SP in the chat room says go for better podcast integration. So they're encouraging me to do that. By the way, let me go back. Emily had said a little bit when we were talking about deals. She put a link in there to Tile. They're also giving away. Tile is one of those devices you can put on your keychain, and if you lose it, you can find it again. It's one of those kinds of deal. They actually have a deal right now.
I love those.
40% on the Mate Slim and get a free Echo Dot. So I think you're going to see. This is where, Mike, I think you got to be really savvy during Christmas time.
You really do. Totally agree.
Yeah, I think you're going to see dots and Google Home devices thrown in with everything. Like you could pick up 4 or 5 of these as part of deals, So
and those tiles are perfect. So mine all ran out of battery. I got it for Christmas a year and a half ago, or no, 2 years ago. And now they ran out of battery halfway through this year, and I have not replaced them yet, but I've been waiting to, because now I'm at a loss. You know how many times I'm in the mornings looking for my wallet and phone? I'm like, man, if I just would have upgraded those tiles. Yeah. So find those integration deals, find where they're selling this product with that. Microsoft, like we mentioned, is doing a lot of those as well. You mentioned obviously the bundle. They always bundle their Xbox with a game. So look around for the best bundle. The Minecraft one isn't the best deal because the Minecraft game is super cheap on Xbox anyway. So if you could get one with like NBA or Call of Duty or one with a $60 title game, usually it's a little better combo. Yeah, find those deals. I totally agree.
SP in the chat room says the new Tile Pros have replaceable batteries. So boom.
Oh, man.
Yeah. They do. Yeah. The new Pro and Mate now with replaceable batteries.
So have they made one yet that's like a credit card size for my wallet? Because I had back in the day, I think 2 years ago, they had just the squares, and I had that in my wallet, but it was a little bit thick, to be honest. And whenever I sat on it, it would activate it. So it was kind of a pain. But for the keys, it was perfect. I love the keys.
Go out to thetileapp.com.
Okay.
So thetileapp.com. You can look. I'll leave this link in the show notes as well. You can get some more information on the Pro, the Mate Slim. So you've got some. They got some. Like
they've really upgraded these since the last time I looked.
Yeah, I know this has gotten better. They have really integrated or have really innovated on this.
And we've talked about this in the past, but the community integration of Tile is fantastic. Where if I lose this, you as a Tile user walking around don't realize it, but your phone is helping someone find their lost Tile. It's not going to give them the information. It's not going to say, hey, Jim, Mike's wallet's right around you. And you're like, oh, sweet, where is it? But, it'll secretly be talking to your app if I report it as lost, and you'll help me find it. So that was a really cool feature that I had, that I really liked about it. I actually used it once, and it worked perfectly. I left my keys actually inside of Mr. Goodsense. And I found it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because someone with Tile app must have walked right by and said, hey, your keys are here. So found it.
You can get a 4-pack of the Pros for $100. That saves you 28%. So there's some deal on Tile stuff as well. So, and you can, like I said, you can pick up Always be looking for those. There's some Google deals. Minis are going to run at $25. Chromecasts are going to run for 25. The Ultra, the Chromecast Ultra is going to run for 50. Home and Home Hub for 79 and 99. These are all deals at Target, but you're going to find this all over, right? You just need to look and see. Mike, one of the things that I'm particularly interested in, I probably won't pull the trigger this year, but we're looking at moving. And I know I've been saying that for like 3 years, right?
Yeah.
You call me on that every time.
I did. I even called you in front of your wife when you came over for cigars.
I know. You said that. But the Ring doorbell, $99. So like if this is the Christmas, if you haven't picked up a Ring doorbell, this is the Christmas. And guys, can we just have a little intervention for a second? I want
to see where this goes.
Gentlemen, let me just talk to you for a second. Okay. Take care of your family first. Like get your family's Christmas presents now. Get those all out of the way. Get those purchased. Spend all your money on that. Make sure you have that taken care of, because you can't do this stuff. But then after that's all taken care of, like go crazy on yourself. Like I'm giving you permission. It's okay. You can do it. There's so many great gadget deals this Christmas. As I was looking at Schoonover's list, Mike, there's Philip Hue deals, right? There's Roku deals. The Roku Ultra at $50, the stick at $30. Like I'm having a hard time, because I'm like, oh my God, all the gadgets we talk about, all of them on sale.
Well, yeah, and it's hard because that later you're going to end up buying these anyway, and they're going to be at full price. So I've been surprised. So Simply Safe, you guys know we talked about this a long time ago, is the security system that I ended up going with. They were supposed to have their video doorbell out by, quote, fall of this year. They have not released it yet. I'm kind of concerned, because honestly, it's the main reason I have not purchased the Ring, because I'm in the Simply Safe ecosystem. If I can consolidate apps, that would be great. So I've been waiting for them to come out with one, and they have not yet. They have filed their patents. We have seen, I've actually gone to the PTO website. You can actually look at them for the Patent and Trademark Office, and so they're out there. They just haven't come out yet, and I am shocked, because they are missing out on a huge opportunity here for some Christmas buying, because I have actually thought that Simply Safe security systems would be fantastic presents for family members. Obviously not for younger kids, but I think adults would really appreciate, one of those security systems, and something maybe they wouldn't think of for themselves. And if you're the tech guy in the family and you offer, hey, free installation from you, kind of a cool gift out there. But I've been waiting for them to come out with the doorbell, and they haven't released it yet. I've been really surprised.
Mm-hmm. I think the most recent episode of Home On, by the way, if you're not listening to Richard Gunther on Home On, you are missing, you're missing the home automation revolution. Richard is doing some of the best job, or some of the best work I've seen in podcasting around home automation. But he had Jamie Siminoff from Ring on, and he had Jamie on 4 years ago, about the same time I think we had Jamie on here, and 2 or 3 years ago. And it was great. Jamie has not changed a one bit. If you go back, if you just Google Jamie Siminoff here at the Average Guy TV, you can hear him. We had him on here before they made it big with both the Ring and now with Amazon. He was super amazing on that podcast. It really put kind of my faith back in Ring a little bit, of like, he hasn't changed. He didn't turn into a douche. He's not a CEO that wouldn't come on a small, Richard's got way bigger podcast than we do, I think. But he doesn't, he's a gajillionaire at this point, based on selling Ring to Amazon. Yeah. No, and he was a super great guy. So if you haven't listened to that episode, head over to Home On and make sure you're listening to that. Jamie, I've almost thought about calling him and saying, hey, would you come back on Home Gadget Geeks? I bet he would. I bet he would too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He seemed like the type that would.
Yeah. No, super good guy, and did a great job on Home On. Again, head over there and get that done. I think, Mike, we're going to also see Christmas is going to start a fire sale on storage. So we've already seen this, but at Best Buy, they've already run the 10 terabyte USB hard drives for $180. I think by early, maybe Christmas or even after Christmas, I think those will be down in the $150 price point. I think we're going to see some 10 terabyte drives come out USB. And I think that's the next thing, right? I mean, I think that's the next level down. Then from there, I'm not sure it goes 12. I think it probably goes to 15 and then 20. I mean, that would kind of make sense in that space. I don't know if they can engineer that. I guess they can, but
I mean, they can engineer anything. I will tell you guys that. So there has been some videos of people going out because now WD in their home clouds has been putting the 10 terabytes in there, like we talked about. People have been shucking them. Take it, it's a 10 terabyte, essentially a 10 terabyte Western Digital Red. If you are planning on putting those in a PC, though, they do have that annoying third pin power resetting option. So you'll have to figure out something if you are.
You just peel it back. It's just a little connection, and you just peel it back. I've watched. There's videos on how to do that.
Yep.
You can. It's pretty simple. I wouldn't want to mess with it, but it's pretty simple.
But Best Buy was doing Black Friday deals or early Black Friday deals. They were putting those 10 terabyte things for $179. So for $180, you've got a 10 terabyte Western Digital Red.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of crazy that we're getting to that point on those platter drives.
Yeah. You know what's also cheap right now? I know you don't want to hear about crypto stuff because nobody wants to hear about it, but I'm
everything right now in crypto, to be honest. I looked at my portfolio today, Jim. Everything is cheap.
We're going to talk about that in the post show, but some of those crypto boards that had like 20 PCI, connections on them, they were $200 or $300, 6 months ago. They're literally like $129.
Are they really?
Yes.
And those can be totally useful for, for a number of reasons. Well, I guess with PCI lanes, I don't know, what are you going to use those for besides?
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably not much.
I don't know. I wish PCI and SATA were the same thing.
I was just going to say that. You would have to get the adapters, which, then you're going to spend that much money on those little, because you can get the PCI, whatever they're called, expanders that have the full SATA ports on them.
Well, I'd have to look into that, how much the adapters would cost.
They're not that much. I think they're about $20 for like a 4 SATA onto PCI.
It just doesn't make sense though, because the way they have those ports lined up on the board, they're lined up in rows. Yes. And it's really meant for those adapters to come off and then a riser to be put on it and then a card, right?
Yeah.
But I was viewing some of that crypto equipment and it came up in one of my Facebook feeds or something. I was like, these things were a couple $100 just 6 months ago and they are super cheap now.
I've still got a bunch of those risers from my cards. Yeah. Just, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Probably nothing. Probably throw them away at some point. But yeah, they're just sitting in a box.
Emily said in the chat room, did you see Newegg's deals? The Verge has kind of combined all of Newegg's. You're going to want to watch that as well. We've been talking mostly about the consumer products, but of course at Newegg, you're going to be able to they're going to do some Black Friday stuff on some motherboards, gaming motherboards, Corsair power supplies. Of course, we talked about a sweet power supply last week. I didn't check to see if it's still available from EVGA, but man, that thing is burning a hole in my pocket, Mike. I want to put that in a case pretty bad.
Do you have any cases that are running low, that are even pushing the limits of their? No.
I'm gonna build new. I'm just gonna build new.
That's a fun part.
Modular. It's the most beautiful power supply I've ever seen. Like I've ever had. I'm sure there's more beautiful ones, but man, this thing is super sweet. Gaming motherboards, capture cards, power supplies, they're all available at Newegg. You probably want to head out there if you're gonna build. They do have a 3rd generation Nest thermostat for $179, which may be a good way if you were holding off waiting to get into the Nest space. $179
for a 3rd gen. That's a really good price.
Yeah, starting November 21st. So we've got a little bit of time. Probably by the time you're listening to this, you want to pay attention to it out there.
That's the exact model I have, and that Ecobee has been fantastic. The fact that it has sensors. I don't know why, and maybe Nest has in the past few months. I've missed it. But the fact that you have external sensors that you put around your house, it says, hey, I'm going to average the temperature from all the rooms. It just makes total sense. There's really no reason of having a smart thermostat without those, in my opinion. So we have one in the kid's bedroom who is on the front of the house, gets super cold, and at night you can set it to say, hey, at night only pull the sensors from his room and our bedroom. We don't care about the living room, we don't care about the basement, just pull those two. It's such a great system. Yeah, for $179, I think we paid in the mid to 200s for our system. It's a good deal.
Tajoski in the
So it's an extra.
Yeah, no, right on. Tajoski in the chat room said, he goes, great. You guys made me open Slick deals. Thanks. But apparently Plex passes are $90, which I'm thinking, is that a lifetime?
For a lifetime? I bet that has to be lifetime.
Yeah, if it's lifetime, it's worth it. Like, because I'm paying $5 a month right now, so $60 a year. It'd be nice to be done with that payment. Just pay it one time. I'm going to be on Plex for a while. Although Dave McCabe in the most recent reset, he's not super happy with Plex. So if you're a
Really?
Plex, yeah, if you're a Plex,
I need to get on there and
Dave
banter
goes
with him a little
back and
bit.
forth. He goes
Well,
back and
you know, they've been going through some growing pains. So actually, Plex has a bug right now, and they've had it for the last 3 months. On the iOS app, I can't view my TV library, and it's a common bug. You say, "Hey, go view my TV shows," and on iOS only, if I go on the web, it's fine. If I go to iOS, it says it can't connect. So I feel his pain. They do have some bugs that they have not addressed in a long time, and the community is a little restless over there. The forums are not a happy place right now.
They did a ton of development.
They did. They added so many
down.
features.
Yeah.
The problem is they haven't gone back and fixed the bugs in all of them.
Yeah, he does say yes, so I'm assuming that is. So check out Slick Deals. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to Slick Deals, boy, I tell you what, that can be a money spender. Over there at Newegg, we talked about the Nest Learning thermostat, but they also have Nest Cam, the indoor security cam, normally $199 for $127. And then and Dave has been talking about this a ton, I think, on Reset. The Arlo security system is over there. And they have that system is normally $350 and you can get it for $189 right now. So some good, when we think about smart home gadgets over at Newegg, you might want to check that as well. This is, if you have not made a new TV purchase in 5 years, this is probably the winner to get it done. If you were going to buy a TV for the family, Mike, don't you think, like, there's so many great TVs out? And listen, we're past the junk 3D, and 4K has gotten super standard. And don't you think now's the time?
Too was the big part about there. Yeah, 4K, pretty affordable. But make sure if you're going to get them a 4K TV, we've had this problem in our family. Get them a device that actually streams at 4K. So some of these, especially like your dad, right? Your dad's so excited. You got this 4K TV, and then he plugs it into his cable box. He's like, well, I can't really see a difference. Like, well, yeah, you're not going to. The cable box doesn't put out 4K. Here, plug it into a 4K Apple TV, plug it into a 4K Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, whatever. Just make sure they actually have a device that supports 4K. Or Jim, the Xbox One S that you were talking about. Great 4K device, puts out at 4K.
Here's the problem. I'm going to buy this 1S, and then I'm going to need a 4K monitor to play it.
No, what's going to happen is you're going to get a 1S, then you're going to need a second one for the living room because you're going to be like, oh, Mike was right. This is a perfect media consumption device for a living room.
Oh, my God. I can just hear the money flying out of here right now. So
just don't let Sarah see how easy it is to use. Because honestly, I didn't think Hannah would be on board, and Hannah loves it. So much so that's why we have two. Because we need one in the living room. It's her favorite media consumption device. It always works. It has all the apps. It turns all the TV on. She doesn't need 3 remotes. She needs 1. So yeah.
Hey, the 1X deal at Newegg, same thing. Minecraft, and I think this is actually the same at the Microsoft Store. It's $199. So you can, if you go to Newegg, starting November 19th, Xbox One S, 1 terabyte console, Minecraft Creators Bundle, $199. You can't go wrong on that thing, right?
No.
I think it's the same price for Microsoft too. Yeah, for $200, you got to do it, right?
I think so. Okay. I think it's a perfect device.
Talk me into
especially
it.
People. Okay, not you, but there are people who have been out there saying, "Oh, I think I'm going to get an Apple TV," and I just am like, "Whoa! Apple TVs. You know how much you are spending? You're spending over $100 for a device that." I mean, really, what are you getting out of the Apple TV that you can't get anywhere else? So, yeah, I've been a huge. If you are willing to spend the money on an Apple TV, definitely get the Xbox instead, even if you're not gaming.
How's the Twitch chat? Are they chatting over there? I've been watching.
Emily Prokop's over there. Flake's one of my Twitch guys over there.
Nice. Just a reminder. We've been, I think, Mike, an experiment that's worked. Like we've been streaming on Twitch. Yeah. I think we're gonna keep doing this. So there'll be it's available on Live 2. If you come over live, we'll leave it on the Live 2 channel. So we have Live and Live 2, and it makes sense. Live 2 is more vertically set up to go this way. Live 1 is more horizontally set up to watch it.
And to that point too, if you are watching mobile and you do want to watch the video, Jim, I don't know if you're okay with this, but the Twitch app, if they go to the Twitch app on the phone and watch the stream over there, it's perfect because it has the chat there. It's got the video. You can switch back and forth. It's not. So if you are on mobile, that's another option where you could.
Well, on Windows, there's a Twitch app too. And so if you kind of want it all in one and you want to get a Windows app,
I'd love to
Twitch
get the
is available.
viewers' take on what they think about it too. So if you're watching over on Live 2, or if you're watching on the Twitch page, or if you're watching on the Twitch app, or if you're watching on YouTube, let us know kind of like what your experience is, what you're liking about each platform. Maybe we could create the perfect storm of options for you guys.
Yeah. No,
exactly what they want to see.
We're going to make some changes in 2019. Mike and I, just the way we do things, and adding some new tech. I think we're kind of getting to a spot in podcasting where we're ready to move to the next gen. And I'm not giving up anytime soon. We'll be kind of moving on to some new technologies and trying some different things out. So pretty exciting. Hang around. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. If you're listening for the first time, or maybe in your first couple months or whatever, we plan to move some things around, test some things out. I think there's some great new technologies coming, and so we're excited about that. Mike, Kevin, also in the Facebook group, again, facebook.com/group/theaverageguy. He noticed that we're seeing some SSD, some 1 terabyte. I cannot believe this, by the way. 1 terabyte SSDs, $99. Now,
I couldn't believe that either.
He doesn't.
He did throw a disclaimer in there. You're right. Yeah, you're going to go there. Go ahead.
The Centon that he put in there doesn't recommend, but I think the shot heard around, the $99 shot heard around the world has been posted, and I think everybody's going to chase it. So I am for sure thinking we are going to see Newegg, Amazon, whatever, Micro Center. You're probably going to want to. Oh, by the way, hold on. Let me just add a super proud dad moment for a second. So, Tim, my Marine, San Diego, talking to him on the phone on Sunday. We were talking about him out doing some stuff down there. We were talking a little crypto and some of the other things. And he was telling me about this new monitor. And then he goes, "Yeah, I made a trip to the Fry's, the local Fry's." And he was like, "Dad, it's so great there."
And you just threw your fist bump up, and you're like, "Yes, you just." Dad,
we visited Fry's when I was down there. He'd never been in a Fry's. We don't have Fry's here in Nebraska. And so when I was down there to see him last year, I was like, "Dude, we definitely got to go to Fry's." And so I showed him a Fry's, and he goes, "I walked around, and 2 hours later, like I was wishing there was more store." And so
totally.
He was just like, he goes, "This is great." And of course, they're stocked up for Christmas. So proud dad moment. But I think we need to watch, Mike, for this is that time to, and I wish, like when I was doing a bunch of burst, what did we call it when we wrote those things to the, what was that called when we did burst? When we were actually writing the stuff to the plotting. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it would have been really helpful to have a 1 terabyte SSD when we were plotting, just to speed things up. The biggest one I had was 250, and that created a whole bunch of plotting problems. Mike, at $100, it's time. Like I just can't imagine not going with a 1 terabyte drive at this point.
And even 129 for a name brand one. Yeah. And Jim, I think the surprising part to us is how fast these have come down in price. This has not been over 2-3 years. This has been months, weeks, even, where we've seen, how often is it that we've seen Kevin over there post weekly about SSD prices and they keep going down? We're seeing this happen fast.
It did. What it's going to cost, Kyle says in that same post, Kyle Wilcox says, "I'm looking for a 256 gig SSD for $25. Kyle, I think you're going to find one here pretty quick. Like if you keep your eyes open, maybe not 25, probably 30, or maybe 35 is the right price point. 25's, it's a little tough to have any margin in that space. Maybe you find it on a deal somewhere or whatever. But I think, Kyle, if you have your eyes open, I think you're going to see a 256 deal. Shoot, I think you're going to see, 500 gig, probably $49 here pretty quick. You're going to, and they don't like, they find that sweet spot and then they kind of scale everything up. So it doesn't kind of make sense, but I think you're going to see some $50, 500 gig. Don't you think?
I totally think so. And I'm excited because I want a parity cache for my Unraid server. And I would love to grab another SSD for that. I have a 500 gig SSD in there right now, but it's just a single one. I would love to stripe that and have a striped cache.
Kevin in the Facebook group. By the way, if you're in the Reset forums, we talked about Dave McCabe's podcast Reset. Many of the listeners here are old Home Server Show listeners. And that's, by the way, those forums are still going like gangbusters, and they do a great job over there. Chris Kenny and those folks who help moderate those forums, maybe the best forums on the internet. So if you haven't checked them out, I think you can just go to resetforums.com something like that. I should probably look that up before I say that. But Kevin posts over there as well. But he posted in our Facebook group. If you haven't gotten into a NAS QNAP TS 328 system, $170 and $6 shipping currently from woot.com. I think
is that a 2-bay unit?
That is that's a good question. I think it's a 3-bayer.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's a good price. I love the QNAP ecosystem. When I was over there, I really enjoyed it.
It's 2-bay. Sorry.
Okay, 2-bay. So I've run QNAP, I've run Synology, both, and now obviously running Unraid, which is a completely different beast. But QNAP's a good one.
Okay, I totally lied. So it says that the TS328 is one of a kind 3-bay NAS. It is an option especially suited for those who are on a budget but need a bit more storage than just for a 2-bay. That's what I saw when I saw 2-bay. The 328 is in RAID 5 and will double the storage capacity.
Got to run RAID 5 then at some point.
Yeah. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. It's got a quad-core RTD 1296 processor. Still not that super powerful, but for an NAS, what you need, I think this is $170. Let's see. Oh, it's sold out now. But let's just say this: it's sold out now. Watch our Facebook group or the Reset forums. Either way, for these deals Kevin is posting, and you can like jump on these things because Woot goes fast. Like when they post it, you've got an hour or two to go out there and get it done. Tajoski says, "R.I.P. our credit cards."
Yeah. So Jim, I do have to say that while we're talking about these cheaper version NASs, perfect for storage if that's all you need. If you need an SMB share, even if you want to use these things as a VPN, they actually work as a VPN server, things like that. If you have any inkling at all that you want to do a Plex server or you want to, do anything more, think about doing something more where like repurposing an old PC into a free NAS or an Unraid or something box, just because you'll be surprised how weak those processors are in those NASs. They're great. They get the job done. And you know what? It's worth the price if all you need is storage. For my parents, it's perfect. I set up a Synology box. It was easy. It was simple. 2 drives in there. They just wanted storage, and that's all they needed. Perfect for that. But if you're watching this show, I have a feeling you have an inkling that you want to maybe do something more with it in the future. Considering spending that $170 on eBay and grab an Optiplex, 780 old computer, throw some hard drives in it, and you could have the same thing, but you could also have a lot more processing power. Just something to think about. Keep your eyes open if you're looking at those. But they are really nice devices. Super small form factor. They're quiet. And the thing I like about them, very low on the power consumption. Oh. So you get a lot of data storage for essentially 0 power consumption.
QNAP is a good way in, a little bit cheaper than Synology. I mean, I think Synology is probably the leader when we think about, when we think about, although Drobo just put out a Drobo 8. Listen, those guys have not given up. They are crushing it over there at Drobo. They're doing some new things over there as well. They're actually giving away the Drobo, the 8-bay Drobo right now. If you put a post on and you just tell them how great or how you would use the 8-bay Drobo, and they're giving it away, which would be super cool. And they've added a whole bunch of hardware into theirs to make them more relevant, which is pretty cool. QNAP by far, I think, of the mainstream NAS boxes, cheapest way to get in, then probably Synology, then probably Drobo. I need some dollar signs in the chat room, by the way. Every time I say Drobo, you have to put dollar signs in the chat room. So somebody do that.
QNAP has some good rack mounted options too. QNAP does have more powerful options. I don't know if they started in kind of the cheaper enterprise rack mountable NAS sphere, but it seems like they did because they do tend to focus there a little bit more too. So if you're looking for that kind of device, they have those as well.
It's kind of, we wrap it up, just some, and SP, thanks for the dollar signs. As we wrap it up, we've been talking about our Fitbit group, and this may be the winter, gentlemen and ladies, that you get on the Fitbit. This would be a good, if you don't want to spend all the money on an Apple Watch. Some of the most expensive Fitbit watches are under $200. So you can really get into a very nice Fitbit. Join our Fitbit group. Send me an email, jim@theaverageguy.tv, if you want to at least connect to me that way. We're doing weekly challenges. Mike, every week I'm doing 2 or 3 challenges now with the guys. Super good. I'm not winning some of them. Tajoski's crushing it in one of the groups.
He lives in Hawaii, though. That's not fair. He has a beautiful place to walk around. You try walking around Omaha in our temperatures right now, you wouldn't be getting many steps either.
He's on his treadmill, though, I think.
Is he really?
He's doing. I think he is.
Yeah, he's killing it.
So
I've heard
So
he's just
Tajowski,
dominating.
thanks for you know what, he set a high bar. In some of my best days of where I was really getting after it, I could probably keep up with him. I haven't. I just can't. You can't do that every week. But I've been trying to keep up with him. And SP says, "Hey, try Minnesota." Yeah, it's going to be a long winter. I've often thought about getting a treadmill here at the house just to walk on. I would never run on them, but to walk on them, maybe put a computer on them, those kinds of things, that would be super, super helpful. So Fitbit deals are going to be out there. Check Best Buy for those. Sonos deals are going to be out there. You might want to watch that. We talked about SSDs. They're going to run a Samsung 1 terabyte for $130. That would be worth it, by the way. 1 terabyte Samsung and $130. Boom, that should be a done deal. If you're looking for a new computer, they're going to run some Surface Pro deals. Of course, you should be, if you're buying pro devices. Surface Pros are pretty amazing devices if you haven't checked them out. So get out there, kind of get that done. If you need flash drives have never been cheaper, Mike. I was at
I just ordered a 5-pack, actually, a 5-pack 32 gig. I just needed some for running operating systems, Flash, PFSense, Windows, Mac OS. So I have these little hard drives now that sit right here, and they're all labeled. And so when one of my computer crashes, I have the installation media right in front of me. Super cheap. I think I got it for like $15, 5 32 gig flash drives. I probably overspent at that price point, to be honest, but for $15 for 5 of them, not bad.
Nah, you did okay. Sometimes it's just utility. SP says that he has a treadmill, an elliptical, and a recumbent bike. I don't think Fitbit works on the bike or the elliptical, though. It will work for steps on an elliptical. Depends on the motion of it. I did that today. I was on an elliptical today, and I was getting some steps. But the bike, nope, not at all. You're not going to get it on a bike. On a treadmill, though, definitely on a treadmill, getting those steps. Some of the newer versions of Fitbit have some stair tracking and some of those other things. I have an Ulta, and I have a Fitbit Ulta right here. I picked it off for the show. $50, I think maybe is what I paid for it or something. $75. So I got it actually as a gift at work for an anniversary gift. And so maybe it's more like $99. Good enough for me, but Mike, I'm kind of missing the heart rate thing. And that's why I've been thinking about an Apple Watch. EKG would be nice. I'm getting old. I should probably be watching my heart, those kinds of things. So Mike, anything else that I missed as we think? I mean, we covered a lot of deals tonight. Anything else you want to add?
I mean, no, I think we covered the main tech deals everyone's going to be interested in. Obviously, there's like you said, there's going to be the doorbusters, and the Best Buys and the Walmarts are going to have all the TVs that you need. But yeah, I think some of the main ones we talked about tonight are going to be things to watch. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of them, like you said, that maybe aren't good gifts, but they're good. Hey, I've shopped for everyone else, and now, like you said, just go ham on yourself for a little bit. Treat yourself.
Get the family done. Hopefully, you've save some money. One of the things we have a Christmas account I set up a couple years ago. Every paycheck, a little bit of money goes over there. So there's no surprises at Christmas. We have plenty of money for the missus, for Sarah to spend on the kids. My family's not getting any smaller, so we have to keep up in that all the time. But we also got a credit card that we pay off every month that has cash rewards, and I think I've earned like $500 in the last 6 months on that thing because I pay everything with it. So that's going to get added to the Christmas fund, which is pretty cool. And so there's a lot of cool things I've got my eyes on. But man, $199 Xbox deal. Dundee.
Good deal.
I think I think it's a Dundee. Maybe we'll do we'll do an unboxing here.
I've got mine sitting right here, Jim. He needs a friend. He needs someone to connect to and play games with. So.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to get a TV along with it. I'm gonna have to get a really nice 4K 30-inch to put right here.
Oh,
on that.
Dang.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just have it on this tiny little monitor. So
I got a spot. Well, I probably would try it. I got this LG 27-inch monitor that I should probably try it on first. It's got an extra HDMI port on it. And so the thing is, the sound's not very good off that monitor. So I would probably need to do something different with it. We'll have to get that figured out. Hey, if you're in Australia or Canada, this is like we talked about a lot of US deals tonight. I'm sure you have some of your own. Jump in our Facebook group. And if you find some deals in Canada, although I don't think they have deals there. I think everything's just expensive all the time in Canada. And that's okay. Canadians, you have good health care. So just enjoy that. And then
you save in health care, you pay for everything else. Okay.
So. Yeah, no, I'm down. They got really great health care. And so it's super good. Everything else is expensive. Australia, the same way. I know we got a lot of listeners in Australia. Jump in the Facebook group. We'd love to have you come in. share those deals. Just kind of a great way to have community. And as we think about those, let's be honest, those gifts for ourselves during this Christmas, guys, do not try to get this by the family as, hey, kids, an Xbox. Like, no, it's for you, right?
Yeah.
But so get them something. Now, maybe they're gamers, and maybe that's a great thing. But make sure you take care of the family as well. Mike, we made it through. I'll be honest with you, as I looked at this list early on, I was kind of like, holy crap, how are we?
I don't know why you ever doubt it, though. You know, we always end up pulling through.
No, I know. No, super good. We are off next week. It's Thanksgiving here in the United States.
Oh yeah, we are off next week. You're right. It is Thanksgiving.
What you got? What do the Uyghurs do for Thanksgiving?
You know, the Uyghurs are in disarray this year, so we don't know what we're doing. We have no idea. We do try and hit up all the families if we can.
Really?
So we'll hit up my family, my parents, my mom's side, my dad's side, and then we'll head down to Falls City, where my wife is from, at some point over the weekend. But you know what? All three sides of our family, all four sides, have not decided what we're doing yet. So we're a little bit behind the ball.
Just before I let you go here, as I mentioned that I'm going to plug this Xbox into a crappy TV. SP comes through with a Plantronics Rig 800LX SE wireless gaming headset with Dolby Atmos for Xbox One. $150. Boom.
There you go.
Boom.
That is I have the Turtle Beach fully wireless version, also fantastic. And even better for if you had this Xbox in your living room and your significant other falls asleep, you can still continue to watch without disturbing them. I'm just gonna keep bagging you on that you need one in your living room.
It's the headphones are the way to go, right?
Yeah.
I don't need to worry about speakers. It's the headphones are the way to go.
Oh, that's the way I do it.
Yeah, and I got some Bose. I could probably stream them to the Bose too. I could.
Yeah.
Right. Bluetooth.
But you'll need a mic on them if you want to play with anyone.
No, there is a mic on. I've got the 35s, the Quiet Comfort 35s. It's not
You will not be able to use those on the Xbox though.
Oh. Yikes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
I spent $350 on those things.
They're Bluetooth only, right? They have no cord.
No, they do have a cord.
Oh, the cord, then you'll be good.
Okay.
There's a port in the bottom of your controller where that plugs in. So you'll be
plug
good.
it in right there. Yeah, It's got the right cable for it too. Thank God. That was $350 for
there you go.
things.
So there's a new use case because you were saying you don't use them as much as you should. So there's a new use case for your Bose.
I'm in. So Thanksgiving at the Collison house this year, we will be out at my son just bought a new house, and my middle son, and so we're going to go out to his place. We'll do the bacon wrapped turkey, which is super, super famous. If you head out to the averageguy.tv,
hosting his first Thanksgiving, huh? That's like a big deal.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
we have yet to do it. We have yet to host at our house, and I'm thinking it's about time. Maybe this year's the first year. Grandma and grandpa are not in their home right now, so maybe it's time to take that over. It's usually over at their house. So this is the first year that we'll have to think about doing it somewhere else. So maybe Hannah and I kind of step up to the plate.
Might be time. You got young kids. You got young kids. So
it's actually easier for us. It's a great time for
them. It is a great way.
Us, because then they come to us. The kids can go to bed if they need. They can take a nap in their own bed.
Totally. The family just comes and trashes the place, though. So, you know what we should do? We should start a new tradition of Thanksgiving Friday. It's Cigar Friday. That's what we should.
Anytime you put that word in front of me, Jim, I'm down. You came over and you got me hooked.
Where did I see that? I think it was in the chat room. Somebody was, or maybe it was Ryan was talking about, who was it in the chat room? Somebody was talking about some cigar tech. I brought that up a couple weeks ago or a week ago. Did they actually
have some stuff for it?
Yeah. Oh. He had mentioned some things. I didn't have a lot of time to read it through. I need to spend a little more time doing it. But so we will definitely, Thanksgiving will definitely be cigars out in the garage, which will be pretty great. But we'll cook the bacon wrapped turkey. Go to the averageguy.tv and search for bacon turkey. Just do that. I've got from a 2011 post of talking about how I smoke and grill. It's more grilling than is smoking, but we put the turkey on here and grill it with some bacon. Dude, super delicious. Like the kids, that's all they talk about for a week before Thanksgiving.
Well, that's about the great part about your cooking post. It's evergreen content, right? You post that in 2011. Probably you still cook it the exact same way.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've been wanting to try that, so I'm gonna try that out.
Yeah. No, super.
We spatchcocked ours last year and did it, but I think I'm gonna try it your way this year.
I was at Fairway and I saw they were selling the syringes and the base, the buttery stuff you would put into them. And I should probably try that too. I've never done it that way. We basically ruined the turkey. Like it is kind of healthy, kind of. It's not by the time we're done with it. It's just, oh my God. Oh my God. Thank God for America and Thanksgiving. I sorry for you other countries that don't celebrate Thanksgiving like we do. It's so good. And we just kind of push it over the top. So Thanksgiving's coming up next Thursday. No show. Mike and I will take the week off, and there'll be plenty of shopping to do the next day. And then we're back with some Christmas. We'll do some Christmas themed podcasts coming in for the month of December as we kind of get the Thursdays between now. I think Christmas is on a Monday or maybe a Tuesday this year. Is that right? I should probably know that. But
no, I think it's a Tuesday.
I think it's a Tuesday. I'm taking the whole week off. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
With it being Tuesday, it's worthless. It's a worthless week because most people are going to take Monday because it's Christmas Eve, and then they take Tuesday, and then the day after Christmas. So
that's why it's the best week to work, though, because it's so quiet. You get so much done.
Yeah. I'm excited to say that too, Mike. And then I was at work and nobody was there.
Yeah,
and I'm like, this is stupid. So
we're doing a family trip actually earlier in December. We're surprised. Well, and I know he doesn't listen to the show, so it's fine. We're surprising my father-in-law for his 60th birthday with a trip down to Nashville, Tennessee.
Nice.
And so he's a huge country music fan. We're going to road trip it. We're not going to tell him. So they live on a farm, kind of in southeast Nebraska. We're going to tell him we're going to, to St. Joe. He knows that's on the way for dinner for his birthday, and then we're just going to keep driving. And he's not going to know where we're going. So it'll be kind of fun.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that's my vacation during December. Good, so taking those times.
Ton of fun. Ton of fun. We'll be live most of the Thursdays in December. Lots of Christmas themed stuff, and of course, we will have lots of opportunity for you to influence the program. Like, remember, it's conversation, news, reviews, and product updates. That's what we're talking about. And the more you put in Facebook, the more you email me, jim@theaverageguy.tv, the more you talk to us, the more of that stuff will make the show. You kind of help us now make the show and all the things that we do. We'd really love to hear about the Black Friday deals you took advantage of. So if you've done that, you're listening to this the week of Thanksgiving, maybe. It's very, very possible you're listening to this on Monday or Tuesday of next week, and you're going to take advantage of some Black Friday deals. Let us know. We'll talk about them on the show the Thursday afterwards in December. We'd love to hear from you. You want to add anything else, Mike?
No. Okay. I think we nailed it all.
All right. We are live
every 2 weeks.
We are live every Thursday, just about, except Thanksgiving and some other Thursdays. But we are live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, out here at theaverageguy.tv/live. Don't forget, like I got all these codes for HelloFresh. And Mike, we had a potato soup that just when we added some of our own chicken to it, it was a vegetarian option. So by the way, HelloFresh has vegetarian options. Every week they have 3 available for you. Listen, I don't know why you would be a vegetarian, but just in case you go that way, they have a vegetarian options now. When I started HelloFresh back in the spring, maybe 7 options a week. I think we're up to like 10 or 12. They must be doing well. And 2 or 3 vegetarian options every single week. We have a gourmet option where you can get like lobster. It's a little bit extra, not too bad, $5 or $6 extra per person. And then the regular meals are great. We had some potato soup. We had some Tex-Mex tilapia, which was like a little like fish with a little Tex-Mex flavor to it, which is, pretty good. Like you could be doing this too. I got all kinds of coupons. There's a link at theaverageguy.tv that will get you some money, and I'll make a little bit if you want to do it that way. Some folks were a little hesitant when I was giving away the store, and then I said, well, I'll make a little bit, and they're like, yes. So if you want to do that, there's a link out there in the show notes if you want to. It's a little bit of the ways down, but you can get access to HelloFresh. Mike, save my marriage. I'm not going to lie. Like, we cook together now. It's the best thing we do together. We found this Riesling. I was talking about this in the pre-show. We found this Riesling wine that tonight, I actually, as we were cooking dinner, I was like, man, I want some Riesling. She's like, we have time. And I ran down to Baker's, got 2 bottles of it and brought it home. It was so good. And it's gone now. I mean, I drank it. This is what I was drinking earlier in the show. It's done. I'm to the vanilla bean. But if you haven't tried it yet, give it a try again. I don't care, but I'm just telling you, super awesome stuff. They don't sponsor the show, but it's great stuff. We are live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. I have a complete disaster story to share when we talk about crypto in the post show. So you're gonna, if you maybe only listen to one post show ever, it might be this one. Head out to the Patreon page, theaverageguy.tv/Patreon. It's free. You don't have to do anything. It's just available for you. find it on the stream, and you can listen to it. But Mike, a complete disaster. We'll cover that. Yeah.
And if you're listening live, just stick around.
Yeah.
Just leave the window open to hear I'm interested. I want to hear the story.
Dude, I effed up really bad. I'm not going to lie.
Now I'm excited. All
yeah.
Right.
So we are live 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern at theaverageguy.tv/live every week. Thanks for coming out, and a pretty good Twitch experiment. I think we'll do it again from here on out. So Mike,
I think it works great. Yeah. Super easy on my side.
Thanks
and I think it'll work pretty well. Yeah, we've had between 7 and 10 live guys out there the whole time. So I don't know how many of that is our normal viewers or new people from Twitch, but welcome either way, and we'll continue to do this every week.
We'll go into the post show. With that, we'll say goodbye, everybody. Hey, if you got this part of the program, you've made it all the way to the post show, which is pretty amazing. One, if you're listening live, don't go anywhere. Like, everybody just flood out of here.
Like, crypto gone. Nope, don't care. But
don't care.
Hey,
listen, Jim effed up this week.
I was going to say, you prefaced it with Jim effed up, so now they're like, I'll stick around. This sounds pretty good. I'll stick around for a Jim effed up.
And story. I won't even hold it till the end. It will be the very first story. But if you've made it this far, thanks for doing it. If you do want to support the show, you're on the right spot to do it. There's a $1 or a $5 plan that you can use if you want to get it done that way. No pressure. I don't need it, but it's helpful, and I appreciate your support if that's what you want to do. So thanks for getting that done on Patreon. And for those of you who are listening live, thanks for coming out. All right. So last week, oh my God, I'm a little embarrassed to say this. I'm not going to lie. So last week we did all this big Saya expose, right? We talked about all the different forks that have come off Saya, and there's Hyperspace, and there's Saya Prime, and there's Saya Classic now. And I talked about airdrops and free coins and all that stuff, and worked through it. I had it all figured out. So this week, Hyperspace, one of the Saya derivatives, the Saya forks, did their airdrop. And you had to do some, well, I shouldn't say this week. It was actually 2 weeks ago, but I figured out how to get it done. So I went out, I got the wallet downloaded, I put it in the wallet, and then I'm like, all the sites say, once you've done an airdrop on a wallet that has a key from another fork, you immediately start a new wallet, move those over, and you're good, right? Because now you're not sharing seeds across wallets, right? It was the same seed that I used for Saya. So I do all that stuff, and I think somehow I thought I'd copy the seed and pasted it somewhere I could get back to it again, right? So I think you can see where this is going.
Now I can, yeah.
So in the middle of the weekend, I opened up I'm like, okay, let me check some things. So I open up the new wallet. I go to my spots where I store all the seed stuff, the seed information. It's not there. I'm like, oh, crap. So I start restoring files from the Moro data box. By the way, hadn't tested this yet on the Moro data. We've talked about this NAS that I have.
Yeah, but you haven't had to recover anything from it.
No, freaking slick, dude.
Really easy to do.
Oh my God. Right click, versions. I can check them or check all.
Wow.
Bam, it just drops them right to the site.
Okay.
And it doesn't even restore them, doesn't restore the full file. It just restores the header. So if you want to search through them, it's not like it's pulling all that data back. Now, these were text files so they were super small, right? But imagine if I restored
video files or something like that.
that were gigantic.
Yeah.
It would literally have to go out to Backblaze and download those. So smart enough, man. These guys are so freaking smart over there at Moro Data. It just brought the headers back, and so I could look through and restore those individually then, and then it would pull them back in. Right,
super smart.
Oh my God, super smart. So Moro Data box to the rescue, sort of. So I go through all the text files. It's not there. So I'm thinking.
So wait, clarify for me real quick before we go. Yeah. You used your original seed from Saya over here, and then how did it get changed from your original seed? You created a new wallet.
New wallet. I created a new wallet,
and you sent the coin from the old wallet to the new.
Yep.
Gotcha. And
with now a new secure seed.
With now a new seed.
Yeah.
The new wallet.
I was super smart, dude. I was super smart. Yeah. Except what I think happened. So here's what I think happened.
I was super smart until I wasn't.
So I think I used text files that I secure in a spot.
Yeah.
What I think I did is I had the same text file open on two different computers. And I think I copy and pasted it into one, and then closed it and saved over it on the other. And then when I closed it on the original, it was like, do you want to save this? I'm like, no, I already saved it.
Oh, gotcha.
Gandhi. Like, and not just gone, but gone. Like,
Like gone, gone, gone. Not even recoverable. Nothing.
yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, Al Pacino. I mean, like
Al
gone, like
Pacino.
yeah, like gone. It's not even there anymore. It's Elvis gone, right? So, so I did a bunch of things to see if I could find it in a cache somewhere, or if maybe I thought maybe the Microsoft, Microsoft's got this new, what do they call that thing? What do we call this thing down here? Hold on. The task view now has some historical. It's like a graph, right? It's like
Yeah.
tells you what
Right.
you're looking at. So I went in there and tried to find it in there. And did I save it somewhere? I couldn't find it. So about 1,100 coins that will absolutely never see the light of day again. So now the good news is I don't think hyperspace is going to last very long. Like
Right. Right.
I don't think any of those Saya, including Saya, I don't think any of those
At least you
derivatives
hope now at this point that it's not.
it will be the one. Now that
Right.
I have
Now that
access,
you say that.
it's going to be the freaking one that
And
rockets.
Justin in the chat though does say, I see where this is going. I will raise you a lost Bitcoin wallet with 5 or 10 Bitcoin in it. $60,000
That would be more painful.
in Bitcoin.
Yeah, that would be more painful.
Justin, that's rough. That's
yikes.
so.
But I think about that because we laugh at each other for caring about. You're like, oh, you're mining Sia and it's worth like 0.6 of a cent, and but I have 20,000 of them, right? We laughed at Bitcoin people 5 years ago when it was worth nothing. And we're like, oh, you jackasses, la 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 la. And then you hear a story like this, right? And so I am a little paranoid, Mike, that I'm gonna have some jackassery like I did this week on something like this. Everything else is gonna tank, and it's the one I effed up on that's gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, for the most part, that's why I've sent everything to an exchange, which is also dangerous. I know there's super dangerous.
Yeah.
But it's there. I know my 1Password. I'm not going to forget the C.
It's gone. It is.
I can't believe, Jim. That's rough.
So good story. I also talked about that story on Cyber Frontiers last night, and Christian just shook his head. Jackass. So
it's crazy how easy it is for that to happen, though.
No,
I mean, guys, think about this. If you guys have not gotten into crypto, this is like essentially having a password. You forgot it like normal, but there's no recovery. There's no such thing as recover password.
Well, I've been really dumb. I've been putting them in text files in a spot that's secure for me, but I really need to put them in LastPass. That's really where they need to go.
Because that's a good point.
I'm not going to override them over there. And so it is. It says Justin says he only lost about $150. It was $15 a piece when he bought them. So yeah, but they're worth. I mean, today
they're worth $60,000 today. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's just stupid. By the way, for those of you listening on the crypto side, massive pullback this week, like 65 to 55 on Bitcoin. And if you haven't been following it, Christian and I talked a little bit about it. We didn't spend a ton of time talking about it last night, but most people are thinking now everybody's kind of pre-cashing out to pay taxes. For anybody who's been in the market, still some pretty good. January was still not a bad month for a lot of people. And a lot of people sold January, February as it was starting to, plummet. Crater is probably a better word. And now capital gains are coming due. And it's kind of like, at least here in the United States, we tax that like regular investment income. You have to pay taxes on both what you've mined and any earnings that have gone up. Now, for people who've gotten into this since March, you haven't made any money. You've only lost it. So you don't need to worry about it for the most part. You should still be tracking it. And I think consult your local tax advisor for what you can do with it if you've lost money on it.
It's a good point. It's very different than last year when we were having this conversation.
Oh, could not be any. This time,
most people are at a loss. There's no gain. So I haven't recognized any gain yet.
Sneezed and made money.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did stupid things and you made money. You bought Tron and you made money.
Okay, Jim. We can all let that one go now. All right. I hear it from you. I hear it from my dad. I hear it from my friends.
I just had to throw it in.
Man. We're hodling that one. That one's going to go back up.
I think it's 2 cents right now.
which is more than Saya, I might add.
Oh, totally. Yeah, Saya's. Yeah,
But it also was at 18 cents when we bought it.
right.
So
Right.
that's the
Yeah,
problem.
it's pretty painful. Justin
Yeah.
says, "Yep, I put them in a 1Password now and attached the wallet file. Not totally secure, but better than losing them again. Totally right. I need to get those things put somewhere else. And so yeah, completely different. Man, what a difference a year makes. Mike, one, we've been talking about this for a year and maybe a year and a half actually, when we think about it. But two, I'm not ready to stop talking about it. I think and you got to go listen to Cyber Frontiers 51. Like by the time you're listening to this, it's probably available. We just recorded it last night. Christian gives his input on crypto. God, that kid is smart. Like I cannot. It's a pretty amazing episode. We had struggled. We had some audio problems, so forgive those. But listen to what Christian says. Pretty freaking great, and some really good kind of common sense stuff on it. So you want to head out there and listen to Cyber Frontiers 51.
I'm excited for that one.
Mike, I mentioned, yeah, it's a good one. BitTube, which it's struggle a little bit. You've been trying to use it with me. We have, if you go to bittube.com/therealjc, I figured I was early and I could get the real JC. So I've been trying to get that. So the real JC is out there. It works sometimes. It doesn't work either. Let's just a reminder, BitTube is backed up, or the storage is on the interplanetary file system. IPFS is what that is. And of course, the cryptocurrency angle on that is content providers and producers. As people watch things, you get paid based on in BitTube. Not a lot, and you can mine it. I'm mining it right now, actually, on the server. I make about 3 coin a day on BitTube.
Is that CPU or GPU mining?
GPU.
Okay.
Yeah. GPU, not bad. It's not great, but it's actually really, really low. And I don't know what algo it's using.
I'd be interested to see how much you would earn as a content producer.
Yeah.
Like, so are people earning more mining or having people watch their content? Obviously now probably mining, because I don't think there's a big audience over on BitTube right now.
No, there isn't. In fact, I'm probably going to start putting the post show out there with the show. So we'll put the show and the post show out there, and I'll put some provocative title out there that maybe get some
baity title that gets
like Mike was talking about Bitcoin, and then you'll never guess what happened next.
Yeah. I love those titles. I think you should do more of those. I think just for the regular show.
Stupid. It's just stupid. Yeah, no, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen on the radio.
And then you watch the whole video and you're like, wait, what happened? There was nothing.
But BitTube is interesting. Like, it's early, and it actually kind of makes sense. Like Saya disrupting Amazon, not a chance. Not ever. It's not
right. Yeah. No.
BitTube disrupting YouTube. Actually, you think
so?
It could. Yeah. I mean, it could take a chunk of the video market if they do it right. There's some pretty disgruntled people on YouTube. There's some pretty content creators on YouTube.
Do I want a coin that's worth nothing, or do I want cash?
Do you want
YouTube needs to mess up quite a bit more for people to switch over?
Do you want complete freedom in your videos, or do you want YouTube blocking everything? That's
blocking what though? They haven't blocked anything. Blocking ads on there?
The other night when they blocked me because I had a stupid part of the NFL playing.
Okay, but I don't think that's happening very often.
I think it's happening more than you think.
You think?
I do.
I don't think so.
I do. Yeah.
I think the advertisement thing's a bigger issue, right? Like that's what I said. If they start to mess up more, and if this coin actually takes off and has some value, maybe. But I mean, this is people's livelihood. They need cash in their bank accounts. It can't be a cryptocurrency thing.
Right on. No, right on.
Right. So that's why I think that's the struggle I have with saying they could take over. I just don't see it.
Nobody thought Blockbuster was going to go out of business.
True. But I think there's other options instead of BitTube, like Vimeo and some other options that are the more go-to
out of the market. Just to be honest, they have like, here's the deal, right? Unless you're YouTube and you have the deep pockets of Google to pay for all this bandwidth, right? Somebody's paying for it, right? You struggle in that.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And so
that's a BitTube problem. They don't have the bandwidth, because I tried to watch a few videos over there and they're just
that's true.
Spinning wheel of death.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, it's interesting. I do think, like, will they? I don't know.
It's just a fun concept to follow.
Listen, did anybody see Amazon coming when they were a freaking bookstore?
Mm-mm.
Right? No. And today it always seems like a foregone conclusion. Like, oh yeah. And there's just example after example of these companies who come in and disrupt. Did anybody think Uber was going to make it? Did anybody think Airbnb was going to make it? Did anybody?
Right.
There's $1 billion hotel industry that has lobbyists in Congress, and yet Airbnb still works.
Yep.
Like, kind of go,
totally.
So that's Mike. That's when, and you're totally right. Like right now, it seems ridiculous, but like you never know. And so it's fun. I'll be posting videos out there. Everything out there right now is just trash, except when I'm posting, of course. So I think I got a good chance. Like, so you're saying there's a chance?
So you're saying there's a chance?
Just saying. I'm just saying.
I did click around a little bit. Your content is definitely the best out there. So it's a valid point.
It's just crap.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There is a chance. I could be a big deal. I'm a big deal on BitTube. YouTube? No.
No. There you go.
Did you say YouTube? Yeah. No, I didn't actually. I said BitTube. BitTube? Is that like, yeah, it's like nothing you've ever experienced before.
BitTube.com? No. bit.tube.com. No. Take out the com. That's been the biggest struggle with these vanity URLs.
Oh, you're totally right on that. Like, no.
Bit.tube.com. No. Stop saying that. .org? No, there's nothing. It's just .tube.
It's just .tube. Don't you need something?
Don't you need a dot? So .edu? No, not that either. You know what? Go to YouTube. Search me on YouTube.
Yeah, screw it. I got a YouTube channel.
I got a YouTube. Go there.
Just go to YouTube.
Oh, that's great.
That's super funny. That is super funny. Well, we will. I'll keep mining over there. I don't know. It's something to turn the GPUs on and have them working. And it's just an interesting project. One that I think actually has what makes way more sense than anything that has the word lightning in it when we think about these payment systems. By the way, Christian's got some really interesting things to say about these payment systems. So some good stuff when you're listening to 51. Mike, anything? You've been any crypto thoughts before we go?
No, just the fact that I noticed it was going down over the past 2 days, and you're right. The whole thing about taxes makes a lot of sense. So might be a good time to jump back in or just hold. I
did on Coinbase. By the way, I still think the easiest way to get into crypto is through Coinbase.
Number one, yes, guaranteed.
No, super great. And they added we talked about this a couple weeks ago. They added a new ZRX. It's actually an Ethereum token built on top of Ethereum, and they are trying to fix some of the speed of transaction problems that's out there. On Coinbase, that coin is worth 50 cents. It was 97 cents a couple weeks ago when it started, and I've been kind of dollar cost averaging at $50. And I said the reason I'm saying this, I said a couple shows ago, as soon as Litecoin goes under 50, I was in. But I've been kind of, you can buy a bunch of coins. Like, can I buy one Litecoin, or could I buy 50 or 60 or 70 of these ZRX coins?
Yeah.
And I kind of been playing that a little bit. So every month I take $50, not a lot, just $50. And I've been dropping it on the ZRX coin for the last couple months. And I've been kind of buying it on the way down. For the first time ever, Mike, I bought it at 52 and today it's at 59. Like, first time ever.
In how many months has it been?
It's 18 months.
Okay.
I've actually bought something and it's increased in value.
There you go.
Yeah, first time ever. But I'm not saying this is going anywhere, but it maybe, you never know. And I like what they're trying to do. Even if I could get it back to $1 and I dollar cost average into it a little bit, you never know. I mean, $50 isn't going to ever make me rich, but it keeps me interested. And
definitely.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. So yeah, it was a bloodbath. Litecoin's down to 43 as we speak. Bitcoin Cash, which I think is driving this, right? That thing is getting ready to fork, and Bitcoin Cash had really made a run. I think it was $600 or $700 today, 388. And I think that's going to be a messy. This is what we talked about on Cyber Frontiers: is these freaking forks are they're like divorces, right?
And the community doesn't know what to do about them. especially someone like Coinbase who doesn't offer a lot of coins, right? Like they stick to their main coins. What do they do during a divorce? It's interesting, and it divides that community.
Yeah.
You're right. It's messy.
Then they get pissy with each other,
Yep,
and then they
exactly.
get distracted and they stop doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is developing. And there's political things and they're trying to sabotage each other. And so I think everyone is a little apprehensive. So maybe it's a little bit of tax. People are trying to pay the tax bill from January. But I think also there's a little bit of hesitancy on how this Bitcoin Cash, it's been the darling over the last 6 months or so. Well, maybe not 6 months, maybe 3 months. It's been a little bit of a darling in the Bitcoin space and in the crypto space. And man, it has gone on a pretty negative run backwards. And so I think that's affecting most of the markets. As we speak right now, Bitcoin on Coinbase about 55.73. That's actually up a little bit. It's kind of recovered. I think a lot of people thought the 6,000 level was a level that if it dipped below, it was going to just start a free fall. And maybe that started to happen and some folks shorted up. Who knows? At the whole market goes as Bitcoin goes. So if Bitcoin's going to slide, they're all going to slide. All the altcoins are going to slide. Some of the lower priced ones probably won't move as much because they just don't have a lot. Sia does not have a lot of room to move. I mean, it's basically worth nothing right now.
Right.
You know, Burst is in a similar situation where we've done a lot of Burst coin mining, and somehow the community has sucked me into that. And I just love the community, the VLP community so much. There's such a great group of people. I just want to keep mining away just so I can.
I was the same way. That was the hardest reason for me to stop mining Burst was leaving that community. They do a good job of welcoming you in and kind of getting you entrenched in the community.
Yeah. Justin says there's an interesting background in Bitcoin Cash. Listen to the Vin Armani podcast episodes. The last few he did had a bunch of the staff, including the devs, the clash of personalities and ideologies. Yeah, there's some really arrogant personality clashes that go on with these coins, and it is a little bit of a the children are running these coins, and you kind of go, guys, like you got a chance here, don't F it up. And they're too worried. They're marking their territories, so to speak, and too worried about their reputation, and maybe not worried enough about what Bitcoin could do or what it's doing, what their senseless arguing is doing to the community. So, like Christian and I talked about, this is all great stuff because I think it's working out a lot of cruft that's been built into Bitcoin, and we'll be better for it. I think 2,000 blockchains that'll have coins attached to them is not sustainable. I don't think it ever will be or ever is.
No,
probably need to get down to about 4, just to be honest. Like we maybe need 3 or 4 around the world right now. I can't think of too many more that we would need
for currency purposes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Totally, exactly.
These could totally be used for other purposes, but for currency, for transacting currency,
yeah, and I think we're actually, Mike, we're gonna need to see some non-coin based or some stable coin based blockchains to make everything else work. Like having these stable currency things that are attached to these blockchains to help secure and mine, I think it's largely been a failure for the most part. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, it will survive. It's going to be a great technology. Christian's got some great stuff to say about that, but we definitely have some growing pains that we're going through. So fun to be a part of it. So if you joined us live and you stayed this far, thanks for staying out. Mike is going to do a little gaming as soon as we're done. Mike and I are going to chat and then head over to his Twitch channel, The Dad Nerd.
The Dad Nerd. There you go. Twitch.tv/The Dad Nerd. We'll probably, whenever we end, give me about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
To reset, get everything set back up. And yeah, we're going to be playing some Call of Duty tonight, streaming it. You guys can come back out. So we'll end the stream. I'm not going to keep it running. And then we'll keep it going after that. Twitch.tv/The Dad Nerd.
Awesome. I have 2 videos now to produce over the next weekend. I got
some work ahead of you.
I do. They'll be pretty easy. Cyber Frontiers will be the hardest one to edit, because we had so many technical problems with it. But this one's pretty easy. If you're joining us live, hey, I think the Twitch experiment worked. We'll continue.
I think so too.
We'll continue to do that. We'll actually do some pre-show. I think that will be the new pre-show. So you can spin it up, and whenever you're ready to go, we'll just go live on Twitch in pre-show, because that's not actually recording for what I need it for.
For what you need it for, right?
Yeah, for what I need it for. It's recording on your end, but
Yep.
and then we'll go live on YouTube, and we'll continue to do it this way. You can watch either way. And live 2 is the player you want to go to. If you're listening to this and you've never joined us live, come out and join us live sometimes. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you out there. This is just the crypto part of the post show, but we do a whole show as well. If you stay through the show, I know SP was out there, and Tajoski, thanks for staying all the way to the end, man. We appreciate it, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Good night, buddies.